Hey guys, this is Matt Kids and On. Sorry about there not being so many videos that I made in the last week because I've been busy with camp and stuff, but I'm going to start making more videos now. It's the weekend. So this is a Java lesson because I said I was going to make videos on Java, and I know all of you want to get to Objective-C as fast as possible, so I better hurry through Java. So in this first Java lesson, we're not actually going to be doing any programs that are useful, but we are going to be getting ourselves into Java and knowing the basics of Java. So there are many programs that let you develop with Java. Since we have Xcode, I'm going to use Xcode, but there are other programs that I like to use more, like something called Eclipse, and if you have an error, Eclipse will have suggestions on how to fix it for you. It's just a great program in my opinion. You can get that, but for now I'll use Xcode. So you'll go into Xcode, new project, then on the left side under Mac OS X there's Java, and then under that selection you select Java tool, and you can do, actually it doesn't matter if you do Java tool or Java application, but right now we're going to use Java tool. So I'm going to call it Java tool, and on my desktop I'm going to save it as testing Java. And so this is where you have to learn a bunch of important concepts. Java is a class language. It is full of classes, and a class is like an object that you can have multiple instances of. So you can have multiple things of one class. So you can have multiple int classes and multiple window classes, stuff like that. And so there's a class called string, which is a piece of text. In a string, there's no limit to how long it could be. Like with C, we had character arrays that we normally made them 512 bytes long. But with strings, they can be however long. So in this first lesson, I'm just going to be teaching us simple stuff. So right under source, there's going to be our file. And right here is going to be the source code. Now this is going to be terminal apps for now. I'm sure we'll get into GUI stuff later, but you'd have to type up your interface, your GUI. So that's not right now. But in this nice code that they already put here, you'll notice a few things. At the top, there's something called import. Import imports code that someone else has made. Java.util is code that Sun has made that's a bunch of cool little tools like random number generators, MD5 hashers, stuff like that. Import, there are a lot of things to import. Like if you import javax.swing, it'll import all the GUI stuff for you. And there are tons of classes in java.util. And so this import line just means that we're using java.util. Next, you'll notice this public class. A class is an object, and this object is called testing Java. Inside of that is a public static void, and public means, of course, that it's public to people outside of this class, and void means that it's a function. If that was string, then we'd have to return a string here, stuff like that. And then between these little parentheses is the parameters of this function, and this is an array of strings called args. That is the command line parameters. So all this might not make sense. It doesn't have to right now. All we know is that inside of this public static void main and the closed curly brace, we're going to type all our code. So system.out.println will print a line of text to the console. So if we run this, then we go up to run console, it says hello world. Great. So here's what we're going to do. Right now we're going to take a string and another string and print out those two strings together. So we're going to say string name equals, and then quote, Alex, semicolon. And I'm going to have another string called phrase. I'm going to make that equal hello. And so now, here's how we do a system.out.print line of this phrase and the name. And this is much different. In C, we would do print and then %s's and stuff inside of the quotes and use separate parameters. With Java, it's a much easier, and in my opinion, much more fun. You can use variable names, then the plus sign, then another variable name or text, then a plus sign, and whatever. So, right here, This would print out, in order, the string phrase, the string space, and the string name. Name is equal to Alex. Phrase is equal to hello. And of course this is a space. So if I zoom in here, you can see more clearly. Plus indicates that we're adding a new piece of text or a new string. So I'm adding phrase, then I'm adding a space, then I'm adding name. And then I'm going to add a period right here. You can have another string variable name here, but it doesn't matter. So now I can build it. Run, console. It says hello Alex. So this is the result. Now let's say we want to add two numbers. This is easy too. The way to declare a number is you do int space number name. I'll make it I equals 1. Int I1 equals 2. Now the way to multiply, add, divide, or subtract is you use the symbol. So we can say int res equals I times I1. And then we can do system.out.println res. Now, here's the thing. Res is an integer. System.out.println wants us to enter a string. So the way to make it think it's a string is use plus quote quote. It's because once you add a string to an int, it becomes a string automatically. Because with this whole plus system, where you can just keep on adding strings and variables and stuff like together, you can also add ints together and it'll have the int value in there. But if it's just an int value, it doesn't know that it's a string. But if you add even an empty string, quote, quote, then it will think that what you've typed in is a string and it'll work. So now it'll say, hello Alex, and then it'll say 2, because 1 times 2 is 2. I'll run the console up here. It says hello Alex 2. Now, say I make this 3, and I make this 2, it'll display 6. Okay? And of course, when I'm doing I times I1, I can change this to be 5 times I1, so that would be 5 times 3. So this is how to multiply integers. How to combine strings and stuff like that. Now say we want to make a string called output right here, and we want it to equal whatever is going to be printed out here. Whenever you're assigning a string, you can use the same basic concept of pluses and stuff. So right here, we're going to have a string called output that's going to be hello Alex. And then we can just print out output right here. So this is how that works. So instead of using stuff like printf and stuff like that, you can just add strings, integers, anything really, together to make a string result. So that right now is a simple lesson on how to declare strings, integers, assign strings and integers, multiply integers, and print stuff out. So I hope you just think Java's not that awful anymore. But definitely this was a short lesson, and it could be longer, but just wait to learn more in the next few lessons. So thanks for watching Matt Kids and Olin. Subscribe and goodbye.